hills are starting off with a bang, like I thought. I had a 2.5 mile warm up. Now I'm on a 7% gradient. This was the shortest day of my entire trip. I only went about 28 miles from Anniston, Alabama, northwest to Gadsden, Alabama. But still, it was a very nice day all in all. It is Saturday, October 26th, and last night I camped here at the Michael Tucker campground at the end of the Chief Latiga Trail, and I ran to a really great couple by the name of Scott and CA, and they are from north of Atlanta.
Yep.
And they're here for a mountain bike race. So,
absolutely.
Tell us what you're doing here.
Go first.
We are racing with the Cold Water Mountain Festival. We are doing a downhill race today at 3 o'clock. Other than that, they're doing a skills day. They're doing multiple rides, women's rides, men's rides, different stuff like that. They're going to have a big band tonight in town. Food, pizza, stuff like that.
So what other type of cycling have you two done in your past?
I have only really ever been a mountain biker. I have owned a road bike, but that's when I lived in Colorado, and I felt safer out there because it was a lot, I don't know, it wasn't as windy on the down in the foothills and stuff, but you get up in the mountains, that's different. But I sold it when I moved back to Georgia. So mountain biking's my jam. That's it.
All right. Well, you're both going to win your classes today, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for talking to me. I sure appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, you be safe on your ride. It was nice to meet you.
All right, good luck on your race.
Thank you.
I had a good night here at the Michael Tucker campground. Got down maybe 50, 55, which was just great for camping. Wasn't too cold, slept really well. It's nice and quiet. The Chief Latiga Trail ends right here, but they are working on extending it, I think another 6 miles or something like that from what I understand. So that'll be a nice addition once it's done. Well, I'm going to head down this way into town and see if I can find some breakfast. On this Saturday morning was brought to you by the Golden Arches. I had a big breakfast with hotcakes and I pretty much ate it all. I must have been really hungry. I feel like I'm a little caloric deficient, so today I'll try to eat more. Yesterday I didn't eat a whole lot, so today more. I looked on Google Maps. I should have this type of shoulder the entire way to Gadsden. At least that's what I hope for. If that's the case, it'll be pretty nice, even though the speed limit sign down here does say 65. If I got a wide shoulder, that doesn't bother me at all, so. I just came up what they call Alexander Gap back that way. I think that's about a 2 mile climb at about 5 to 7%. So, whew, my legs are dead today. It's only been 2 days since I had a day off. I wouldn't think they'd be that dead, but they are today. So, there's a hint of fall color here. I'm in Gadsden, Alabama, and my legs are dead, so I've gotten a hotel up here a little ways. I haven't gone there yet, but I rolled in and know I needed to do laundry, so I found a really nice laundromat here. Got all nice clean clothes. They were starting to stink. They had a lot of stains on them, so that's always good to do. It's a little warm out. It's probably about 80, 85 degrees out, so this is a really warm day for October 26th here on Saturday. So I'm going to go up and see if they'll let me in the hotel early. I kind of doubt it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go find a little bit of lunch, and that'll kill time until about 2 o'clock. So it's a good day. Laundry's all done. This was a great day on the road, perhaps some of the prettiest country I've been through and roads on the entire trip. I went from Gadsden, Alabama and rode through Guntersville to a campground just north of Guntersville for the evening. And I'm getting ready to cross the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama as I make my way north. I'm headed into those hills over there. It's gonna be a hilly morning. I think I was actually staying in East Gadsden on the other side of the Coosa River. Here's a neat little sculpture. Fishies. Not sure what that is. Huh. Okay. We'll have to get a picture of that. Gadsden Hardware, 1525 on the drive. Interesting. Now this is a really nice looking theater. Air conditioned. Gadsden's finest theater, the Pinion. That looks pretty neat. I bet that looks good at night. I can see lots of neon on it. Well, hills are starting off with a bang, like I thought. I had a 2.5 mile warm up. Now I'm on a 7% gradient. Whew, it's gonna be a hilly morning. Oh well, I knew it'd be like this. It's a pretty nice war memorial park here. It's called the Ola Lee Mize Patriots Park. But they got a shrine there, and off in the distance, another marker. They got a tank. It's like a propeller from some type of big boat. And they got a helicopter and another little meeting area. It's a nice little park. I'm still climbing. It's been about 2 miles now with just a little respite in the middle. But I'm going up and up and up. I'm glad it's a Sunday morning. Traffic's not too bad. It was a smart decision to not do this yesterday. I can only imagine with all the traffic on a Saturday on this road, since this leads to I-59, this would have been horrible. So I made a good decision. I think I've reached the top. Whew, that was a good little climb. I think I got 2 of those steep ones today. And then once I get up on a plateau, it's just regular rolling hills. So, all right, time to go down. That was a good little downhill. All right. Well, I'm definitely in a valley now. I just came down off of this big hill and I'm right next to I-59. I got to continue on this 211 and it's like it goes up into the clouds or maybe fog. It's probably just fog today, not clouds. Ooh, this climb's a brute. 10% gradient. I'm going a whopping 3.5 miles an hour. Whew. This thing's a brute. Brute and gap. You're making yourself known. That's for sure. All right, I'll get it done. Sure glad I brought my climbing legs today. That's for sure. I think there's a sign up here that's pointing down with a truck on it. It's always a great sign for cyclists. Whew. This climb reminds me of the one near where I live called Backbone Ridge, which I've done on my touring bike. Yeah, that was a pretty climb. Although, probably about 5 times longer than Backbone Ridge. Ooh, that was a long climb. I think that's about, mile and a half. Doesn't sound like much, but mile and a half at 8 to 10%. Make you stand up and take notice. I was just checking my route and I thought that was the last climb. No, that was Bruton Gap. So I gotta go down this way and make a right onto Cox Gap Road. So I got another big climb. Hopefully it won't be as rough as the first 2. So this is a nice little pastoral setting. So far this Cox Road's been, I'd say, one of the prettiest roads I've had the entire trip. I'm definitely in a valley, as you can see. The hills all around me. This area in northeastern Alabama is pretty. I wouldn't mind coming back down here doing some more riding sometime. Yeah, wouldn't you like to be here? This is the Cox family cemetery. Of course, all the headstones say Cox on it. But I want you to notice something. If you look closely, this dead tree, it must have been a very important tree, because if you look halfway up, you can see it's been filled in with concrete. So it must have been a very important tree to this family to have placed their loved ones here for eternity. Must have been a very important tree for them. That's a good homage to try to save the tree as long as you could. Climbing up Cox Gap Road. This is not as bad. It's only about 5%, 6%. Just a good easy spin up. Just gotta take my time, that's all. It's a pretty morning. You got a switchback this way. The road goes up that way. Woohoo! I like switchbacks. Well, I think I made it to the top of Cox Gap. I got the dogs excited as usual. I know, it's okay. It's all right, boy. Or girl, I don't know. Well, that sure was a pretty climb. I enjoyed that one. I have made it to Sardis City. That was a hard-fought 19 miles of all hills. Here's the high school, and of course they've rolled the tree. I've made it to Albertville. Here is downtown. Farmers market. I've noticed a very high Mexican influence here. Pico de Gallo. There was a bridal shop back there that was all Mexican. Welcome to Albertville. There's the mural. That's the Board of Education. And the City Hall. I guess that's about it for Albertville. Now I need to make my way out to 431 to the Subway restaurant. It's time for another run to Wally World. So now I'm actually had to put myself on a different course because 431 was really bad. So now I had to make a little bit of a detour in order to get over here to Walmart. I'm just north of Lake Guntersville, and I've been staying off that 431, but now I believe I actually have a pretty good twisty longest descent down to the lake. Well, here's Lake Guntersville. It's a fairly real popular lake from what I hear. I don't know how many hectares of water it has, but it's pretty big. I'm on 431 north of Guntersville, and I'm about, I guess about 8 miles from the campground. Been a good day, can't complain. Sure had some beautiful roads in that first 20 miles. All right, I'm just gonna do these last remaining miles of the day. I think I'll end up maybe about 53, 54 miles maybe. We'll see. It's now about 5:15, and I've got everything set up here at the Honeycomb Campground on Lake Guntersville. I think one of the rivers flows through this area. I can't remember the name of it, but that's all right. They said they have up to 142 sites at this campground, and they were really busy this weekend, but most everyone has cleared out, which is really nice. That means it's going to be quiet for me to enjoy the evening. Today's ride was kind of like a 33-67 ride, so the first 33% was really hilly, and then the last was not bad at all. The first section you probably already seen the previous in the other video segments. It was really beautiful. I mean, like I said earlier, I'd definitely like to come down here and do some more riding in that area just north of Gadsden. That was really beautiful area. And another gentleman I talked to here in the campground said there's some really good mountain biking in this area, though, although I'm not a mountain biker, but there might be some really good road rides too. So I've got the camp all set up, as you can see. I got the laundry hung out, the tent's all set up, I've got everything in it. I'm just going to relax a little bit and try to figure out what I'm going to do the rest of the days. I've got 133 miles. I can make it 2 long days or 2 medium days and a short day. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I'll have to do some research based on where the next campground is north of here. I've got to try to get around Huntsville because I'm not going through that big town, that's for sure. Today's route took me through northern Alabama, and I skirted Huntsville by going on the eastern side. I had some really pretty roads just north of Huntsville once again. Then I made it across the Tennessee border and made it into Fayetteville for the end of the day. I just stopped here on the top of a hill on 431 North after leaving the campground to put on a little bit of music until I get to New Hope. I'm going to try to get second breakfast there. If I stopped, then I could feel a really good tailwind right on my back. So I think I'm going to get pushed all day going north. Today is a 180-degree change from yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, I had a 2.5-mile warm-up and was hit with hills the first 19 miles. Today it's flat. I'm actually going slightly downhill. Uh-oh, what was that? Huh, I hit something, I don't know what it was. Well, it came off, I'm not sure. I didn't lose anything. I don't think. Maybe I better go back and see what came off. I'm looking to see if I lost anything up here. I don't see anything. I think I need to stop and take an inventory here. Let's make sure I've got everything. Let's see. Let's see, I got my click stand, got my pedals. I don't see anything else that fell off. Well, I got everything. I don't know, I must have just kicked something up on the road and I guess it came off. Didn't come off my bike. You know you're in the South when you have a Piggly Wiggly. That one actually looks really nice. That's the mark of one of a southern grocery store. I have found Galen's Restaurant. Here we're gonna get second breakfast, hopefully. Not a whole lot of cars out front. Oh, it says closed. Damn. I have left 431, which is off to my right or east of me, to get on old 431 because the beautiful shoulder I had is now gone. They took it away. So now it's white line and rumble strips. So I'll just have to use this road. It's much nicer. As you can see, there's pretty much zero traffic. Nice little country lane. I've come into the southeastern part of Huntsville on Old 431. There's actually a little bike trail or greenway, I think follows what they call the Flint River here. It says I'm on the Big Cove Greenway of Huntsville. Hey, it's nice to be off the main roads, and I don't mind riding the greenways. It keeps me a little bit safer. It's a very nice greenway. I think all cities in the United States should be connected. Well, all cities should have their neighborhoods connected by little greenways like this. Nice homes too, not bad. I am on King Drake Road on the eastern side of Huntsville, I believe. And it's a pretty road. Not sure what mountain that is off to the left, but I think I actually skirt it. I don't have to climb up and over it. Although I do have a road coming up called Doug Hill, D-U-G, which I'm sure it'll go up and over something. I'm on Doug Hill, D-U-G Hill, and it's 9%. 9% is gonna get steeper. Look at this. Ooh, this is steep. Wish me luck. I'll tell you, that nearly kicked my ass. That was 12% of the steepest. Of course, I had cars right behind me. That made it even harder. Okay, that was a hard hill. Ooh, that was steep. Whew. It was short-lived though. I think it's only about a quarter mile, thank heavens. Glad it wasn't longer than that. Whew, that was a hill. I made it to Borderline Road. Alabama here, Tennessee there. So South Carolina, then it was Georgia, then Alabama, now Tennessee. Phew, okay. Calls for a little dance. Okay, that's about it. That's all my dancing I know. 13 miles from the hotel in Fayetteville. And then that's gonna be it for the day. I still got a good tailwind, so it's going pretty good. So here I'm in Alabama, and now I'm in Tennessee. It was that simple. Yay! In Tennessee, back in home, back in my home state, yay! Does it feel any different? No. Doesn't feel any different. Name of the road changed, that's about it. Well, this could be a little confusing out here near the Presbyterian Church, Lincoln Memorial Presbyterian Church. So we got this road, this road, this road, that road, and that road. Oh my gosh. Which way to go? Well, I did figure it out. I'm gonna follow the Old Lincoln Highway or Old Lincoln Road to Fayetteville, which is this way. How confusing. Who'd have thought right out here in the middle of the country you have such a conglomeration of roads? Well, that's the way it is. Into the busy town of Fayetteville, Tennessee. Gosh, went from quiet to just crazy. Well, that's the way it goes. I got 59.93 miles, so definitely gonna get 60. Ooh, I just had ice cream here at a nice little Mexican ice cream shop. It was good. I had chocolate and it actually had chocolate chips in it. I just got a little cup with a spoon. Ooh, I earned that today. That was a good day. Well, here we go. It's the last day of what's been a fantastic tour with great weather. I was back on familiar roads once again in my home state of Tennessee, and I wanted to savor just about every part of it until I made it home to my house near Nashville, Tennessee. Getting ready to leave the Hampton Inn here in Fayetteville to go home. Last day on the road. Slept really well last night, although I had a horrible dream about tornadoes. They were taking friends away and I was trying to crawl away from them, but yet I was still trying to take a video of them. Of course, I always like to do videos, so it was kind of wild. I think I'm going to have a good tailwind today. It's going to be anywhere from 10 to 26 miles an hour tailwind, although I don't feel anything right now. The wind is just calm. So we'll see how that all plays out. Last night I tried to go across the road over here to get to a Mexican restaurant. About nearly took my life in my own hands because there's no crosswalks at all, and I nearly got hit. It's not the best of roads here in Fayetteville for pedestrians. This is downtown Fayetteville, Tennessee. Not sure if this is a courthouse or what. We will see. Got some big cannons. I'm not sure what it is. Doesn't work or not. Morning. There's a local country junkyard. Probably a treasure in there for somebody. 7 to 8% climb for about a mile and a half maybe. Whew. I think I've hit the high point here, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm at 1,000 feet. When I left Fayetteville, I was at 600 feet, so 20 miles. So yeah, I've gained a little bit of elevation here. I'll show you the viewpoint up here. So here you can see the view. I'm getting ready to drop off this big hill. I'm not going to call it a mountain, it's just a hill. But now I'm going to take a little bit of a break and let the legs rest a little bit. Feeling a little tight. So. Highway 50 drive-in. Huh. I wonder if it is still in operation. It sort of looks like it could be. Huh. Pretty neat. That's pretty good to see that the old drive-ins may not be completely dead. I'm in Lewisburg. Made pretty good time getting here. They are doing construction. I'll have to deal with that, but not too bad. At least the pavement is nice and smooth. North of Lewisburg, Tennessee, and here's Ellington Airport. In a previous life in my high school years, I worked towards getting my private pilot's license. Now my older brother, he's a licensed pilot, and he's really smart. He's a aeronautical engineer, fluid dynamicist, the whole bit. You know, he could practically design planes, but I always wanted to become a private pilot. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to do. It's always like taking a stop and looking at these little private airports, because these are the type of place you definitely like to keep a plane. I think it'd be a lot of fun to have a plane someday, but they're not cheap. you gotta have a lot of money to have a plane. Yeah, it's a rich man's hobby. Still, I think it'd be fun to do. Doesn't look open to me. Now this is kind of strange to have something called Cuban food out here in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how many Cubans they have in this area, but enough for a food truck. That's interesting. I haven't actually ridden this part of 431, so this has actually been a new road for me, that's one of the primary reasons I love the tour, is to see new roads and new sights. I'm sure on up here a little ways I'm going to start seeing places I've been to, but I've not seen this area. It's been really pretty. Been a nice section of 431. It's amazing. I was just thinking, I got on 431 way back in Anniston, Alabama. My wife asked me, well, is that the same 41 that goes up through our area? I go, I don't know. And sure enough, I looked at the map and it does. So it's a long road. This is the traffic I have to deal with. I don't know where everybody's going, but they sure are in an awful big hurry to get there. But I'm making it. Not too much further to go. Maybe another 10 miles and I'll be done for the day. Now I'm going to go vote on a bike. One of the rare. I made it to town and went down to my local voting location and just voted for the president and other elections that are happening in this area. Now I'm just at the Chick-fil-A eating a little bit of lunch or late lunch, whatever, before I head home and call it a day for the tour, or actually call the whole tour. It's done. Well, I guess just like that, another bike tour is done. The bike tour is over. I'm back home again. It was a good tour. I don't know if I would go through Georgia the same way I did. It was really just a tunnel of trees for the most part. Alabama was really pretty, and especially that section around Huntsville I thought was really pretty. But today I think I got in about 66 miles. That tailwind really helped. I think I did over 12 miles an hour, which is pretty fast on an 80-pound touring bike. So it was a good day. Kind of bittersweet to be back. You know, I always love just to keep going and going and going, but it's also good to be home. I'm sure the honey-do list will be long, but I'll get all that taken care of, and it'll be nice to be in my soft, comfortable leather recliner. That'll be nice, and to actually have more than just one set of off-bike clothes. All right, so that's a wrap for now. Well, at least they left the sign on the bottom. At least today is Thursday, October. Good morning today. Well, dinner turned out pretty good. Not well or okay. You know you're in the South when you have a You know you're in the South when you have a Piggly Wiggly. 431 traffic, shit.